Hi, I'm Roz and I'm going to try and make an Easter garden using all the things I found in my house, in the local waste ground, and the things that I've got around. I hope this works. I've got a tray here and I'm going to just use an old plastic ice cream tub. You could use a cardboard tube or a flower pot, and we're going to try and make that into the tube and surround it with some rocks to keep it in place. And took a while to try and find a nice round rock to put over the front of it, and you might have to improvise a little bit. When we've got it put in place, I'm going to put a stone inside, and I'll probably put a white piece of cloth inside too to make it look like the cloth that they buried Jesus in. I'm going to put some soil around it. I just dug up some soil from the garden. If you could buy a bag of compost from the supermarket. They're still open. Carrefour, Lulu, selling gardening things. And I'm just going to use this soil to press around it, keep it in place. A bit like sticky mud, to stick it in place. I made it a bit wet first so that it would stick together. Now, if I was in England, I would go into my garden and get lots of moss or turf or grass to put on top of it. But as it's a bit dry here, I've had to make do. And I would have covered the whole thing with soil and covered it with moss. If you did this a few days in advance, you could buy some grass seed and plant it and water it, and it would take about a week to grow. But I have got a bit of ground cover plants from my garden, and I can lay those on top just to cover it over, make it look a bit like a green hill. I don't know how this is going to work out. So I'm going to try and make it a bit more like a garden. Cover it in some green stuff. And I got some smaller stones. Some of them I picked up on the beach. Some of them from the bit of waste ground down by my house. But the ones from the beach are nice and smooth. Just gonna put those around it to make it look prettier. And you could put some around the top too. And I need a big stone to cover the front. Don't think that one's quite big enough, but that one's probably too big, but ooh, I think that one would be pretty heavy. And after they laid Jesus in the tomb, they put a great big rock in front that would need lots of soldiers to roll it to one side. Now, that's my basic tomb. You can improvise. If you used a bigger tray, you could put more rocks around it. You could plant some little flowers around it if you've got something that you can buy at the supermarket. And I'm going to take this and put it with my other pots in the garden and just rearrange them a little bit. The other thing that we'll do is to stick some crosses behind it, like it's the hill, before I think so. I'm going to lift this up and the camera's going to wobble. Whoa! Put it down there with my other pots. I've got 3 crosses that I made out of sticks tied together. You can make them out of anything you can find. Stick on the hill. See if they stay put. I'll put one up there. And then I'm going to bring some of the pots I've already got and put them around it to make it a bit more decorative. I've got some other stones and rocks too. Looks a bit more like a garden. And on Easter Sunday you can creep down early in the morning like the ladies who came to the tomb and move the stone away, and they will see that Jesus is risen. Just like that. He's not here, he's risen. Hallelujah. Happy Easter.